What's up, everybody? Super excited about the person I invited this time. Uh, as you know, as I do more of these podcasts, I get more and more excited about learning because every person that I get to invite, they're at another level that probably I haven't gotten there yet too. And so it makes me excited. I'm a little nervous right now, but I hope you guys get the most value you can as much as I am definitely going to take action on whatever this man says right here. I got to learn about Daniel Alonzo from my mentor in the business of life insurance and investments. And I know you're a public figure, but I'd rather give you the mic to introduce yourself and just drop gems all throughout.
Well, hey, Adolfo, thanks so much for having me on today. I appreciate it, and just excited to share the story. I always tell people that if I had the cure to cancer, I would be screaming from the mountaintops about what the cure was, and I really believe that I have the cure to financial anxiety and financial stress and financial problems. And so for the last 24 years, I've been doing that. I've been teaching people about money. I've been teaching people about insurances. I've been teaching people how to invest. I've been teaching people how to budget. And so I got started when I was 21 years old, and I didn't know anything about anything. I just wanted to be somebody. I just wanted to do something that could take my life to a whole nother level. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, man. I mean, the job I was making no money. I mean, it was a boring job. I used to fall asleep on the job. I hated where I worked, and I just didn't want to be there anymore. And I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was still living at my parents' house in a little converted attic in my mom's house. I was driving around in a $4,000 Nissan pickup truck with no air conditioning, and you had to go like this to roll up your windows, right, or roll down your windows, and it was hot as hell. And I just, and so thank God I got recruited. Thank God somebody was brave enough to talk to me about, hey, do you want to change your life? Do you keep your options open if the money was right? And thank God I said yes. And the rest is history.
Wonderful. I mean, it's great thing that you do, and I'm super excited to be in this industry. Just because, just to give you a little bit of background about myself, I'm from Nicaragua, and my parents, they got divorced. Well, they separated, never married, and it was because of finances, right? And I've recently learned that the main source of divorces is finance problems, and so doing this makes me feel fulfilled. It makes me feel good. So thank you for sharing that. And I think I can resonate. I'm 20 right now, and I got started a year ago. I'm not where I need to be, and I admire you for being such a millennial guy. You're using this. I heard someone saying that this industry is very outdated, and you're the total opposite. You're a contrarian. You're using social media to share the message and spread it to more eyeballs. So we can get, if we want to jump into more questions, you can share how uh, that transition from being from rags to riches, right? And then if you want,
Well,
we can
look,
jump on more questions. Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, jump into questions. I think that's the best way to do this is just, throw some stuff at me, man.
Yeah. So how was that transition from, who recruited you, what piqued your attention, etc.?
So my best friend growing up, his name was Pablo, and Pablo was the crazy guy of our group. And I hung out with a bunch of friends and a bunch of guys that we used to hang out all the time. And we graduated, and a couple of years went by, and I felt like a loser, man. I mean, I played college baseball. I hurt my knee real bad, and I was kind of sitting at home just being a loser, and I was partying way too much and just doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing. And one day I woke up and I said, you know what, I got to change my life. And all of a sudden Pablo appeared, man. It's like, all right, man, I'm trying this financial business and we're going to change our life and we're going to get rich. And I remember all of us we would laugh at him, right? We would totally laugh at him because we thought it was so stupid. And what is this get rich quick scheme, pyramid scam thing that you're doing? And he talked to me, man. He would not shut up for 4 months. This guy kept asking me, come to this meeting, come to this meeting. And I kept telling him, all right, I'll be there. Don't worry, I'll be there. Can I pick you up? No. It's all right, man. I'll just see you there at 7:30. And I just kept lying to him. I mean, what a dirt bag I was, right? And so, I said, I finally showed up to the meeting, and I saw this guy, talking about how you could make a lot of money and you could live a life of freedom and choices and options and be able to travel and make a lot of passive income. And I said, I don't know if this is for real or not, but whatever this guy's doing, like, I think I should try because I'm a loser. I'm not doing anything with my life. I'm not accomplishing anything. I'm partying too much. I don't know anything. I hate school. I don't want to go back to college. I don't know how many other options I got here, right? Like, how am I going to make a living? I mean, I got to do something, right? And so I said, screw it, man, I'm going to do it. And I tried it. And that was 24 years ago.
Wonderful. And I mean, the rest is history for what I see. And the people that are going to follow you afterwards, they can agree. So, I mean, you went from a skeptic to now breaking records and going all out. Can you explain that process, that growth?
Well, I think that it's really, like, I look back. I mean, I started at 21. By 28, I had $1 million saved. I was completely financially independent. I had passive income coming in of $500,000 a year. I was done. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I was done, man. And I look at that process, and I look at that 7 years, 8 years, or whatever, that I really, really, was just balls to the wall, right? What did I do? Okay. Number one, I focused on recruiting. Number two, I focused on licensing people so that I can duplicate me. Because I knew I was pretty decent at this thing. Once I really studied, I mastered my craft. I watched all the videos. I listened to all the greats on how to recruit, how to ask questions, how to become a great closer. I listened to Tom Hopkins. I listened to Hector Lamarck. I studied Art Williams. I knew that this was real, and I knew that it was possible. And so I just sold out. And then I focused on recruiting. I focused on licensing. I focused on duplicating my thinking into all of these people by way of getting people to show up to meetings, getting people to show up to my trainings, getting people to become indoctrinated. I know that's a word that people don't like to use because it sounds a little bit like, oh, are you brainwashing people? Well, guess what? We are brainwashing people. We're brainwashing people into having a better life. We're brainwashing people into working harder and smarter and following a system and living the life of their dreams. So I don't know about you, man. I came in and I followed those ideas, right? I followed those steps. And then I started duplicating the behaviors of the successful people that I know. And then I transferred those behaviors into the people that I knew. And the next thing you know, we woke up, we had 47 locations, we have 1,500 licensed agents. And it's been a fun ride. I mean, it really has been a fun ride, but it's because I focused on recruiting, licensing, and duplication. Those are the main things that I was all in every single day with.
Wonderful. 3 steps. I'm just gonna follow that. Definitely, that's a blueprint. So,
It's not complicated, man.
not at all. We overcomplicate it, really. And I'm, you know, I do the same thing all the time. So I know you followed those 3 steps, but what were the struggles in the path? Because I can tell you, as sound as easy as it sounds, it's not as easy to be as outgoing, and start asking people whether they want to change their lives or not. So
Right.
what struggles did you
But
go
you know what's funny is you just said that right now, but I call bullshit. It's bullshit
through?
because it is easy. You know why it's easy? Because it's just a decision. You know what's hard? You know what's hard is working construction for 40 years. That's hard, right? I mean, that's
Yes,
hard.
sir.
That's working in a warehouse, in a hot warehouse. You know what? That's hard, man. Right? But you know what? You know what's not hard is just talking. Just talking. I mean, I'm in an air conditioned room right now. Like, it's not that hard. Like, I can just talk to people and I could ask them. I could ask them this one simple question. I could ask 100 people a day this one simple question. Hey, let me ask you a question. You ever keep your options up? Ever keep your options open if the money was right? Like, do you ever like keep your options open? You ever think about making extra money? I mean, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. You ever thinking about making more money? Like, I'm just curious. Like, do you still love your day, your job? Like the first day, like, are you still in love with your job? Do you love what you do? Is your job going to help get you financial independence? I'm just wondering. I don't know. Just wondering. But guess what? That is easy to do.
Absolutely.
And there's 400 million, 350 million to 400 million people in the United States. But there's 400 million people in the United States and Canada. There's endless people to talk to. So, you know what's easy? It's easy to talk. It's not easy. Hard labor, going in the military, getting shot at. That's not easy. Being in law enforcement, that's not easy. And so be very, very careful allowing your mind to tell you, to make the decision for you that something is hard. It's not hard. It's actually really easy. Now, what's hard is us deciding, because we're weird creatures, man. We just never can decide. We're always, right, being torn. You know, is this right for me? Is God telling me to do this? Is this a sign from God because I'm getting no's? Is this a sign from God to get out of the business? Like, we're so screwed up mentally. We keep faking ourselves out instead of just deciding, like, that's what I want. That's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do every day. Guess what I'm going to do every day? I'm going to get up and I'm going to prospect. If I don't have an appointment today, guess what I'm going to go get? An appointment. Where do I get an appointment? Open your mouth and ask people for an appointment. If you ask everybody around you without the worry or hesitation about what they're going to think about you, and you just did that every day, how can you fail? It's just a numbers game. I mean, eventually somebody's going to tell you yes. And imagine if you're working on yourself every day. Imagine if you're listening to all the overcoming objection. Imagine if you go onto my YouTube channel and you watch all my videos and you listen to the way I talk, and then you start talking like me. What could happen to you? Could you get better? Could you model the way I sound? Could you ask questions that are going to get more people to say yes to? Could you do that? Of course you could. Is it hard? No, it's not hard to click on a button that opens up a video for you, and then you could actually watch, and then you take notes, and then you really study the mannerisms, the behaviors, the way that people tell stories, the way that people explain themselves, the way that people talk about the opportunity. You could watch all the videos of your company and get inspired until it starts to create a feeling of enthusiasm, a feeling of excitement. And then you mimic that. And then that gets transferred from you to the people you're talking to. And if that feeling gets transferred, and not everybody's going to buy that transfer. Some people, if you focus on the 80-20 rule, right? If you talk to 100 people, 80 of them are going to say no. 20 of them are going to want to do something. This is the problem. Nobody talks to 100 people. Everybody quits. They talk to 20 people and then they quit. They talk to 5 people and then they quit. Nobody ever gets to the 100 people. That's why they never have success. It's because they never went on 20 appointments. They never tried it 20 times.
That's the answer. That's a mindset shift. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It really is. It really is. Yes.
I imagine you didn't get into a business like this though. Would you say so?
Of
Or
course not. No, man, of course not. I sucked. I sucked in the beginning. I was horrible in the beginning, right? Lots of people told me no. I was a crappy recruiter. Okay. I couldn't recruit anybody when I first started. But guess what? Every day I kept studying. I kept getting better. I was improving the things that I was not good at, right? So whatever I wasn't good at, I would shore up those weaknesses. I focused on my strengths because whatever those strengths were, I wanted to continue to get results from those strengths. I was pretty good at talking to people. I was pretty good at being enthusiastic. I was pretty, I was a pretty energetic person. But guess what? That's easy to do. You just decide to be energetic. You know what the challenge with our society, one of the biggest challenges is that we think we got to go see a psychologist, psychiatrist, I don't know, whatever you call it, right? We think we got to go sit in that chair for 2 years and let somebody tell us that we're so terrible and we're so bad and we got to fix ourselves and fix this and fix that. We think we got to do that for 2 years instead of just deciding to go do it. Just decide, like, well, all right, today I'm going to be enthusiastic. Now, it feels funny in the beginning. Yeah. Right. In the beginning, it feels like, wow, it's kind of weird, right? I don't know, man. I feel like a fraud. I feel weird. I feel like I'm faking it. I feel like, well, guess what? You don't necessarily have to sound exactly like me. You don't exactly have to, do exactly what I do. Be you, be authentic to you. But if you want to be more enthusiastic, then just be more enthusiastic. Yes, it's going to feel funny. Yes, it's going to feel like a lie, but if that's what you want, eventually it'll become natural. It'll become a part of you eventually, not overnight. Again, nothing is overnight. Anybody that tells you something's a get rich quick scheme overnight they're bullshitting you. Everything that is good in this world takes time and effort and focus and diligence and courage and determination and, of course, passion.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I know every single person here is going to get value out of this video. So thank you. It's a total mindset shift, when putting everything in perspective. So thank you for opening up. We got a few more minutes. I don't want to take so much more of your time. We can get into maybe some books recommendations, or I know you mentioned 3 steps to blow it in this industry. Maybe something to blow it within ourselves. I know you just brought everything, but if you have some more.
Well, I'll just close with this. I'll tell you this, okay? One of the books that everybody has to read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's number 1. Yeah. Number 2 is Think and Grow Rich, right? Napoleon Hill. Got to go read that book. Awaken the Giant Within, Tony Robbins. I studied a lot of Tony Robbins early on. I think in this day and age, you got to go study Gary Vee and understand social media, right? You got to start following people like that can kind of give you some ideas and thoughts about how to, to really create that. Look, the other thing is, a lot of people don't realize I teach about social media every single week. I answer questions every single week about social media. I talk about it on my Instagram. I talk about it on my YouTube channel. I also I have a coaching program, Wealth on the Beach Club, every single Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am teaching people in just like this on Zoom. Matter of fact, before I got on with you, I was teaching a class on Zoom about the 80-20 rule and about understanding the 80-20 rule. And then after a half an hour session, people just drilled me with questions about social media and mistakes that people make and how do we get better on it and all these different things. And so I want you to know that all the information, all the books of the things that you want, those books have been written. I mean, they've been written right now. Now there's going to be more different things that we're going to learn about in the future, but the things that you want to accomplish right now, the books have already been written. You know, The Secret, I think The Secret is a great book to read and watch, or, you know, a good video to watch as well. And so indoctrinate yourself with the things that you want, the people that you want to be around, and then take control of your life. Take control of your thoughts. Take control of the things that you really want, and then put every amount of energy into getting those things that you want. And do not allow anyone or any situation to stop you from getting the things that you ultimately desire.
Wonderful. I know your levels ahead, but before you go, what are the next goals for Daniel?
Well, I mean, for me, I got 4 more years, man. I'm gonna turn 46 years old in the next couple of days, actually on the 22nd of November, and I'm going to. So I have 4 more years
Okay.
to really take my business to a whole new level, which I'm very committed to doing. So I'm doing podcasts, I'm doing social media, I'm meeting people through social media, I'm making new friends, I'm recruiting people through social media, I'm building a whole nother network of relationships and friends. And I am dedicated and I'm committed every single day to achieve the goal of opening up another 10 offices myself within the next 4 years. Okay. I'm working really hard to make that happen. But look, at the end of the day, what I really want is I want to be able to travel more. I want to be able to have more freedom. I want to have more options. I want to have more, I want to see more people succeed. I want 100 people making over $100,000 a year. I mean, I'm committed to that. And of course, when I do shut down my base shop at 50 years old, I'm just going to spend the rest of my time helping my agents, and I'm going to help their teams, and I'm going to do calls like this, and I'm going to inspire their teams. Because this is what I love to do. See, I don't love a whole lot of other things to do more than I love this right here. I will do this all day, every day for the rest of my life because I love sharing, I love teaching, and I love coaching. And it's a passion of mine. And so that's my next steps, man, is to continue to build out my business the next 4 years, really crush it, take it to a whole nother level, and then live the life, that, I want to live. I mean, every single day for the rest of my existence, I want to, get up every single day like I was on vacation and never have to worry about, what I do, when I do it, and, just live the life of total freedom and choices forever.
Wonderful. Thank you. Happy early birthday then to your
Thank you.
46. And to everyone that's going to be watching this, make sure to follow Daniel, follow him on all his platforms. You're going to bring them up right now, and they're going to be linked down below. So thank you for your time. Thanks for the wisdom. Thanks for the words. Hopefully I have you on here again, in a different setting or probably in person or something like that. Let's see what the future beholds for us. And thank you for everything. So before you go, just share with people where they can find you, Instagram, your handles, etc.
Yes, Daniel Alonzo, at Daniel Alonzo Instagram, at Daniel Alonzo Twitter. I mean, I'm on Snapchat and TikTok, and I'm everywhere, man. YouTube channel Daniel Alonzo. You can find all my stuff on alonzoacademy.com. That's my main website. If you want to learn more about like how to get a hold of my videos or DVDs or CDs or how to close workshop, so many items and ideas and videos and content. That's building-leaders.com. Building-leaders.com. I have a 171 page manual. And of course, I have tons of videos and content and DVDs that you can get your hands on as well. So that's it, man. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing this. Let's go dream bigger, but make sure that we do it now. God bless you.
Same to you. Freedom, total freedom. Take care.
Take care, man.